Have you ever heard of the woman who was a brilliant philosopher, astronomer, and mathematician, all in a world dominated by men? What if I told you she lived over 1600 years ago and was one of the last great thinkers of ancient Alexandria? Her story is one of incredible intellect, fierce courage, and ultimately a tragic end. This is the story of Hypatia. Born around 355 AD, Hypatia wasn't just any scholar. She was the head of the Platonist school in Alexandria, teaching students from all over the Mediterranean. Imagine a university professor today, but instead of PowerPoint slides, she's using an astrolabe, a device she herself perfected. She was a master of the stars, charting celestial bodies and making complex astronomical calculations. One of her major contributions was a new and improved version of the astrolabe, which was essentially the ancient world's smartphone for astronomy, helping sailors navigate and astronomers map the heavens. Hypatia was also a gifted mathematician. She wrote extensive commentaries on classic mathematical texts, like Diophantus's Arithmetica. Her goal wasn't just to study them, but to make them understandable for her students. She created step-by-step guides and explanations, making complex algebra and geometry accessible to a new generation. Think of her as the ultimate tutor, breaking down the toughest problems so others could learn and build upon ancient knowledge. Beyond the stars and numbers, Hypatia was a revered philosopher. She was a Neoplatonist, which means she believed in using logic and reason to understand the universe and achieve a higher level of existence. People of all faiths, Christians included, flocked to her lectures. They didn't just come for academic knowledge, they came for wisdom. Her teachings emphasized rationality and tolerance in a city that was becoming increasingly divided by religious conflict. Now, let's talk about the legendary Library of Alexandria. While the Great Library was likely destroyed long before her time, Hypatia was a passionate guardian of its legacy. She worked tirelessly within the Serapeum, which was like a daughter library, to preserve, copy, and teach from the priceless scrolls that remain. She fought to keep the flame of knowledge alive, believing that the wisdom of the past was the key to the future. In an era of turmoil, she was a living, breathing library of Alexandria. But Hypatia's influence and her commitment to pagan philosophy and science made her a target. She was seen as a powerful symbol of the old ways in a city where religious tensions were boiling over. In 415 AD, she was brutally murdered by a mob. Her death is often seen as a tragic turning point, marking the end of classical antiquity and the beginning of a darker age for intellectual inquiry. But her legacy as a brilliant mind and a courageous teacher shines on. Hypatia's story reminds us that the pursuit of knowledge is a timeless and noble endeavor. She was a beacon of reason in a time of chaos. What do you think her story can teach us today? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories of incredible people from history.